300 acres, 10 miles south of town. A drifter who decided it was time to settle down. There was no sea he had not sailed or sky he had not flown, and the only place he had never been was a place he could call his own. He broke the soil and planted seed, but the land refused to yield, and the loneliness he felt at night was the kind no man should feel. Till a woman came into his life, a daughter of the soil, a bride that he could stand beside and ease his daily toil. And he called his kingdom Jason's farm. The land grew rich and green for King Jason and his queen, and the wind blew sweet each night time as they lay in each other's arms. And all things good grew on Jason's farm. When the summer sun had finally gone and the harvest time was near, Jason's pretty Mary whispered magic in his ear. Then Jason's laughter filled the land and his soul began to sing, and he boasted of the son his wife would bear him in the spring. And all things good grew on Jason's farm. The land beneath the skies turned as green as Mary's eyes, and he felt the child grow strong in Mary's womb against his palm. And all things good grew on Jason's farm. Now the Lord gives and he takes away, and to all men this is true. And most of us accept it, and we learn to live it through. Now God gave a child to Jason, an extension of his life, but in doing so, he traded the child for Jason's wife. The crops are rotting in the fields, the land left unattended, and somewhere Jason roams the earth, his wounded heart unmended. The house is slowly falling in the dust of Jason's yard, a monument to a man who shunned his child and cursed his God. And nothing grows no more on Jason's farm. The land once rich and green is dead and dry like Jason's dream, and the wind that once blew sweet through Mary's hair is strangely calm. And nothing grows no more on Jason's farm. Hello, Faye, I'm glad you called. I know it's been a long while since I held your soft young body close to me. And I've laid awake so many nights and thought about your warm smile. But Faye, you know there's lots of miles between Las Vegas and the hills of Tennessee. And Faye, I lied to you a little bit out there in Vegas, 'cause I'm several years ahead of 32. And I said things that led you to believe I had no family. And it's killing me to tell you, but I've got a son that's almost old as you. There's 19 years and 1,800 miles between us, Faye. I could whip the miles in 2 days driving time. There's 19 years and 1,800 miles between us, Faye. But it's not the miles that's bothering my mind. It's not the miles that's bothering my mind. You're 21 and I'm 2 and full of vim and vigor. I can rise and shine with each new morning sun. But come 20 years, I know I'm gonna be a tired old 60. You'll still be young and pretty and reaching for your prime at 41. And when I'm sitting in the shade and thinking of retirement, your young body will be restless with desire. We'll go to bed and I'll turn my back and sadly whisper goodnight, and grieve myself to death to know that I'm not man enough to quench my woman's fire. There's 19 years and 1,800 miles between us, Faye. I could whip the miles in 2 days driving time. But the 19 years won't disappear, so thanks for calling, Faye. I'd rather lose your love than lose my mind. I'd rather lose your love than lose my mind. Talk with me a little while, walk with me one more mile. Meantime, I'll pretend the world's all clover. Try to think of something we can say to make it better. Nothing to remind me it's all over. I feel as though I've ran a race. Here I am in second place. It's no secret, everybody knows it. So pour my wine in a silver cup one more time, then hang it up, and this will be my one run for the roses. Wishing on the one hand I could look at love like you can and take it with a little grain of salt, knowing on the other hand I'd ever love this much again. Or maybe I could simply laugh it off. I may find somebody new, stop my soul from wanting you. I could try, but baby, I don't know this. How can I love daffodils when scarlet petals always will remind me of my one run for the roses? If we should meet again, can I pretend I'm just someone who barely knows you? With time alone on my side, I'll need an awful lot of pride if I'm to play the part I'm supposed to. Now I take what's left of me, try to bow out gracefully, hoping your new love won't even notice. One day I may learn to live with violets and daffodils, knowing I made one run for the roses. And this will be my one run for the roses. Faded is the picture that I got out and looked at today, but still plain enough to see the beauty of the smile upon your face. Worn and all tattered is the satin of your gown upon my skin, and I'm up here in the attic talking to your memory again. I'm going through my mind, reliving some old precious thing. For a while they'll seem real, and then I'll realize they're only dreams. You're where my arms can't reach you, and baby, it's driving me insane. And I'm up here in the attic, talking to your memory again. Faded is I love you, signed on the letter that you wrote. But I'll read it one more time, 'cause these are the sweetest words I know. And I'll cry a little while, and then I'll tell you just how lonesome I've really been. Up here in the attic, talking to your memory again. You're where my arms can't reach you, and baby, it's driving me insane. And I'm up here in the attic, talking to your memory again. With high cheekbones and dark sad eyes and shaggy coarse black hair, the old man squared his shoulders and returned the judge's stare. When the judge pronounced him guilty to the charge of vagrancy, he said, I've heard your honor, now your honor, you hear me. For I once shook the great MacArthur's hand. He pinned his medal on me, 'cause I was his kind of man. I stood my ground in that red-hot hell when brave men turned and ran. Yes, I once shook the great MacArthur's hand. I've got no job or money, just a few old ragged clothes. But I'm not a thief or beggar, and it's no crime to be broke. I hadn't harmed a single soul when they arrested me. I was fit to fight your war. Am I not fit to walk your streets? Now I came through that war unharmed, that's what the records show. But MacArthur felt and saw the scars that war left on my soul. And frankly, I don't give a damn what your kind thinks of me. I earned a great man's handshake, and that's all the pride I need. For I once shook the great MacArthur's hand. He pinned his medal on me, 'cause I was his kind of man. I stood my ground in that red-hot hell when brave men turned and ran. Yes, I once shook the great MacArthur's hand. Yes, I once shook the great MacArthur's hand. A thunderstorm, a screen door, and a little boy. A lightning flash brings teardrops to his eyes. But then he hears his father's voice, so soft and low, telling him it's just God's lullaby. And Jesus is smiling, see him light up the sky. He's trying to tell us not to tremble and cry. Rain is his teardrops, and thunder's the sound of his magnificent chariot that rides on the wind. But lullabies get pushed aside by grown-up things. Ain't it sad the way the mind gets so confused? And as I try to find the meaning to this life I lead, Father, sometimes I envy you. You were staring from your deathbed at the winter sky, cold and blue and not a trace of rain. When suddenly you shivered and you tried to reach for me. And as you slowly close your eyes, I thought I heard you say, Jesus is smiling, see him light up the sky. He's trying to tell us not to tremble and cry. Rain is his teardrops, and thunder's the sound of his magnificent chariot that rides on the wind. Jesus is smiling, teardrops and thunders the sound of his magnificent chariot that rides on the wind. Mr. Jones, this car you sold me isn't all that I desired. You swore it was young and healthy. Now I find it's old and tired. But a deal's a deal, you tell me, and there's nothing to be done. Mr. Jones, I'd like you better if you robbed me with a gun. You're a Sunday morning Christian, sir, singing louder than the rest. Beg forgiveness at the altar with your chin down on your chest. But tomorrow will be Monday. You'll revert back to your ways, gouging, kicking, cheating, shitting, with no thought of God or living. Don't let me stand in your way. Surely God will forgive you next Sunday. Mrs. Smith, your fine attendance shows the Christian life you live. But I know your little secret. You expect God to forgive. You'll kiss your husband Monday morning and see him safely on his way. Then get ready for your lover. It's a long time till Sunday. You're a Sunday morning Christian, ma'am, singing louder than the rest. Beg forgiveness at the altar with your chin down on your chest. But tomorrow will be Monday. You'll revert back to your ways, gouging, kicking, cheating, shitting, with no thought of God or living. Don't let me stand in your way. Surely God will forgive you next Sunday. If I'm never loved again, that's all right. If I'm never touched again, that's all right. Just a memory of your love will see me through. 'Cause I've had everything, I've had it all, I've had you. And there never was a night that I didn't find you on. And baby, it was so good in your arms. But I won't try to hold you, 'cause I know what love can do. 'Cause I've had everything, I've had it all, I've had you. Well, I'm hurting all the time, but I'll be all right. And before I start to cry, I'll say goodnight. Just forgive me if my pain's been showing through, but I can't help it, 'cause tonight he'll have everything. Yes, tonight he'll have it all, 'cause he'll have you. Look at them hogs, Lord, hogging that feeding trough. They're all fat and bloated, looking like they're full of hot air. Look at that runt, Lord, listen to him grunt, Lord. He's got the hungries in his bones, but the rest don't care. But don't worry about the runt, Lord, the runt's gonna be alright, gonna be alright, gonna be alright. He's done sneaked around and found a hole in the fence he's gonna crawl through tonight. He'll be out in the cornfield eating hearty, fancy free and standing tall, when them big fat hogs decorate the smokehouse wall. Look at them hounds, Lord, blood-sucking hounds, Lord, chasing that tired old fox out through the woods in the dark. But the fox ain't fretting, Lord, he ain't even sweating, Lord, 'cause that old fox has heard a lot of them hound dogs bark. So don't worry about the fox, Lord, the fox gonna be alright, gonna be alright, gonna be alright. 'Cause it's getting on toward daybreak, and them lazy dogs don't run well after night. When the morning sun bears on their hide, they'll whine and cry and turn their mangy tails. That old fox is gonna sit down and rest himself. Look at them thieves, Lord, so full of greed, Lord. They done and taught this boy how to sing the poorhouse blues. But I'll endure it, Lord, 'cause I got insurance, Lord. They can't whip me as long as I believe in you. So don't worry about the poor boy, Lord, 'cause I'm gonna be okay, gonna be okay, gonna be okay. I'll be flying high and wide when they stoop so low they started robbing graves. They can stab me in my back, cut my heart out and rob me of my goods and gold. But it's for sure, Lord, they can't touch this poor boy's soul. It's for sure, Lord, they can't touch this poor boy's soul. No rose will ever seem as red, no sky will ever seem as blue as when you fall in love for the first time. No song will ever sound as sweet, no love will sweep you off your feet as when you fall in love time. And you were the first time I gave my heart away, blind to the price I'd have to pay. And now that you're gone, I've got nothing left to give. I gave it all away the first time. No tears will ever fall as fast as they fell for the love you thought would last. Nothing hurts like the love you lose the first time. I'll play the game of love again. I'll learn to lie and I'll pretend that it tastes just as sweet as the first time. And you were the first time I gave my heart away, blind to the price I'd have to pay. And now that you're gone, I've got nothing left to give. I gave it all away the first time.